Hi everyone, this is Ramesh and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn very interesting and easy topic in our 10th class, that is nothing but sets. A new concept introduced in our 10th class, that is sets chapter. Let's know the complete information about the sets chapter in this video. I'll give the complete introduction about this chapter. In our further video, I will explain you every problems from this chapter. In this chapter, only introduction will be given you. Let's start our class first. Let's know that what is meaning of sets. A set is a well-defined of collection. The collection of well-defined objects or items or numbers are known as a sets. So, sets. First one, sets. The collection of well-defined objects or items or things or numbers are known as set. The collection of well-defined objects or items or things or numbers, whatever, is known as a set. The set of pens, set of books, we used to say this set of natural numbers, set of real numbers, set of rational numbers. This was set of. You see, the collection of well-defined objects are known as set. So here I will tell you the meaning, perfect meaning of well-defined after some time. So let's know that we know that what is the meaning of set now. Set is a collection of well-defined objects are known as sets. First of all, we know the sets. Let us give the name of the set now. When a baby born, will give a name for the baby. Anything in the universe having one specific name. Everybody have name. Even you have one name. I have name. Even this having a name like marker. Yes. Sets also having name. What is? First of all, let us learn naming of sets. Naming of sets. Very easy concept. Naming of sets. So, naming of sets. Normally, sets are represented. That means sets always used in this curly brackets. In this curly brackets, sets always represented in the curly brackets. Okay. Then we need to give the name for the curly brackets. Sets always, the name of the set always represented by the uppercase alphabets. Sets always used to represent, denoted by, the sets always denoted by the uppercase alphabets. Like capital ABCDs. Like a capital A, B, C, R, X, Y, Z. Sets always, the name of the set always represented, denoted by the uppercase alphabets. So, we have here set A, set B. But here's something. Okay. What will be in this set? What we can represent in this set? Whatever the things you write in this, the collection of things will write in the sets. Whatever you collect, suppose you collect some natural numbers, we can write natural numbers here up to 3. This is a set of set A equal to 1, 2, 3. Set B equal to A, E, I, O, U. Set B equal to A, E, I, O, U. What are those things? They are known as vowels. Set B is a vowels. So here we have written here something. The collection of things always we will write inside of set. The collection of whatever you collect, that we will be writing in the inside of the sets. Yes. So these are known as elements of the sets. Whatever you write inside of the set, the collection of things we known as elements of the sets. That is our next topic. So elements of the sets. Element of the sets. So the collection of things which we will represent in the inside of the set, they are known as the elements of the sets. See here 1, 2, 3 are known as the elements. A, E, I, O, U are known as the elements. You write anything, book, ring, items, whatever item you collect that you write in this, they are known as the elements. So naming of the set, the name of the set always given a uppercase alphabets. Okay, sets always will be giving a name of using of uppercase alphabets. The elements always, here we should not write a capital ABCDs inside of the sets. So the elements of the set always used or represented by the lowercase alphabets. So here we use only lowercase alphabets. In this inside of the set, the elements of the set always should be used only lowercase alphabets like a small ABCDs to X, Y, Z and so on. Okay, so here we have learned only what is set. The collection of well-defined objects are known as a set. Naming of set, the name of the set always given uppercase alphabets. It's not set is denoted by the uppercase alphabets. Whichever the collection of things which we write in the inside of the set, that will be represented by the lower case of alphabet like a small ABCs. Till now we have learned only this thing. And here, so this set is belongs to me. Yes, it's not belongs to me. Yes, this set is belongs to me. Okay, this school, this board is belongs to the schools. So the things you have properties. The properties belongs to your father. Your home is belongs to your grandfather, whatever. So here we need to be learn belongs. So here one is belongs to A. Belongs symbol we need to learn. Belongs. Belongs. Belongs symbol. It's like an E one. It's like E. It is known as the belongs. Belongs symbol. Here element 1 is belongs to set A. 1 is belongs to set A. Element 2 is belongs to set A. Element 3 is belongs to set A. A. Is it belongs to set A? This element A is belongs to set A? No. This does not belongs. If you want to write a does not belongs, cut this E. That means cut the belongs. It will give us does not belongs. That means this element A does not belong to the set A. This element A does not belongs to set A. It only belongs to set B. The A belongs to set B. 1 does not belongs to set B. But I belongs to set B. Okay, belongs and does not belongs. This you should be know, children. Belongs and does not belongs. If the elements are in the same set, they belongs to the set. Or not, it does not belong to the set. Okay, I hope you understand the meaning of belongs and does not belongs, and symbol of belongs and symbol of does not belongs. Belongs symbol and does not belongs. This is belongs symbol. And this is does not belong symbol. Okay, now next we have to learn, as I told you, that what is the meaning of well defined. What is the meaning of well defined? Here the collection of well defined and objects, I said. The collection of well defined objects. Then what is the meaning of well defined? Yes, what is the meaning of well defined? Well defined in the sense, here to tell the collection is well defined or not. it should follow the two rules. It should follow the two rules. What are those rules? Let me tell you. So the collection of elements should be having a common property. A collection of objects should have a common property or common rule. It should be have a common property or common rule. See, let me collect some object. The set of even numbers less than 12. Set of even numbers less than 12. Okay, here see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these are the even numbers less than 12 only. Yes. So these are the even numbers are less than 12. These elements, the collection of objects, I collected some numbers. These elements having one common property or a common rule. They have a common property. What are the? They have a common property. They are a even natural numbers. Even natural numbers are less than 12. That is a property. See, let me write A equal to, set A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the natural numbers. Less than 6 are the natural numbers. Still 5. So these also having a common property. So should tell the collection of objects as a well defined. To tell either the collection of objects well defined or not, it should follow the two rules. The first one, they should have the collection of objects should have common property or common rule. Common property or common rule. Common property yes, it has a common property. They have some rule. These numbers having one rule. Yes. Next one, we should be able to be decide. The second one is we should be able to be decide the elements of this set or the collection of this set is belongs to that particular set or not. These elements is belong to that particular set or not. We should be able to tell that. Yes, these are having one common property. Here every element is belong to set A. They should be having one common rule and we should be able to tell that element is belongs to this set A or not. Yes. Suppose, let me write here, suppose here 7. See, now these numbers doesn't have one common property. These are not well defined on collection. Well defined of collection. It's not well defined collection. It's not a well defined collection because 1 to 5 having one common property having distance only 1, 1, 1, 1. When come to here 5 after there is a 7. It doesn't have a common property now. It is not following the property 7. So this is not considered as a set. It is not a set. Set in the sense collection of well-defined objects. Well-defined in the sense they should have one common property and we should be able to tell that elements is belongs to this set or not. This 7 is not belong to this set now. Why? It doesn't have any common property. Now if I write here 12. Yes. This is also a set we can consider. Now if I write here 13. Now it is not a set. Because these elements doesn't contain a common property or common rule. It doesn't have any rule now. How can you express this rule? You cannot. Till here you can tell these are the even natural numbers. Even numbers till 12. But when come to this 13, it is not an even number. Okay. Then now these will not consider. It doesn't have any common property. So it is not a well-defined of collection. When it is not a well-defined of collection, it is not a set. The collection of well-defined of collection is known as a set. I hope you understand what is well-defined of collection and what is the not well-defined of collection. For a general example, suppose the most talented cricketer in India, it is not a well-defined because there are many people who are talented in the cricket. It's not a well-defined. The best cricketer in the world is Sachin. We mentioned the name Sachin. So it is a well-defined of collection. I hope you understand. The tallest boy in the class. The tallest boy in the class. Is it a well defined or not? Can you think? Yes, think over it. Either it's a well defined or not. So here the tallest boy in the class is not well defined. The tallest boy who having height 165 centimeter. It is a well defined. Here they mentioned clearly 165 centimeter. It is a well defined. Okay, I hope you understand. You make some more examples to what is well defined and what is not well defined. We should be able to tell either it is set or not. Okay, well defined objects are known as a set, or not is not a set. Okay, next we have learned now what is set and what is well defined, naming of set and elements of the set. Okay, finished. One baby born, we gave it, we put a one name for this. Okay, we kept a one name. Now we have to dress up the baby. No, we have to dress up. Yes, here same way we have a set. We gave the name of the set and we decorated with the elements like one. Now we have to dress up it. Nothing but representation of the set. Representation of set. Yes. The representation of sets we need to learn. The fourth one is representation of sets. The representation of set. How to represent the set now? There are three types of representation of sets. First one is roster form or not tabular form. The second one is set builder form. The third one is Venn diagrams. There are three types of representation of these sets. In the three ways we can represent the sets. One is roster form or tabular form. One is roster form or tabular form. Roster form or tabular form. In this method, in this way of representation, we'll write all the elements in the set by separating by the commas. We represent all the elements of the collection of elements, the collection of objects, which is known as the elements. No, the collection of objects is known as elements. We write all the elements in the set bracket by using, by using comma. That means by separating by commas. We represent all the elements in the curly bracket and the element is separated by the commas. Suppose see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is okay. Here all the elements we have written a curly bracket and every element is separated by the comma. If you are not writing a comma, now it is not 1, 2, it is a 12. We have to be separated by comma. Now this is 1 comma, 2 comma, 3 comma, 4 comma, 5 comma, 6. If at all you did not mention a comma, this is 1 comma, 2 comma, 34 comma, 5 comma, 6. It is not well defined now. And it is not a curve set. Simple. So here in this way of representation in the roster form, all the elements will be written in the curly bracket and separated by the comma. And in the roster form we need to be remember two more things very carefully. Here suppose we have, suppose in your class, in 10th class, the mass scored out of 150, the mass scored by children, suppose 150 comma 148 comma 148 comma 146 comma 146 comma 145 comma 140 comma 130. These are the marks scored by the children out of 150 in the FA1. Then how to represent in the set? By the roster form. Let's see. Here I can write here 148 comma 146 comma 145 comma 140 comma 130. Let me give you one more example. The words of January month. The words of January month. How to represent? Let's take the words of January month we have to represent in the roster form. Let's give the set name. Suppose set A equal to J comma A comma N comma U comma R comma Y. So this is, suppose my name Ramesh. Let me write the set of, suppose, let me give the set name as a R. You can give any name for this set. Naming of set is R. Let me represent R comma A comma M comma E comma S comma H. Suppose you have a other name, any names you represent here. So you may get doubt here. This is the first example, second example, third example. You may not be get any doubt in the third example because whatever my name I represent in the roster form, I represented these names, these letters in the curly bracket, and every element is separated by the comma. There is no doubt. When come to this two, you may have little doubt. Simple. Here in the roster form, the order of the elements is not necessary. However, you can write here the order of element is not necessary. However, you can write this 148 I can write here, and this 140 I can write here. However, I can write order of the elements is not necessary. However, you can write the order of the rotation of the element is not necessary. You can also write this name like H comma A comma R comma E comma S comma M. However, you can write, there is no necessary you have to write in the sequence. The order of the elements is not mandatory, but if you write it in the sequence, that's it. If you write, it will be in an order. If you did not write, it's not considered as a wrong. It is right itself. But try to write in the order. The order of the rotation is not necessary. Mentioned clearly, it is not necessary. But you can write. The second one, we have two rules. Order of the rotation is not necessary. The second one is very important. The element should not be repeat. The element should not be repeat in the roster form. Here you can come to. Here 148 we have 2 times. 146 we have 2 times. But see, 148 I wrote only one time. 146 also I wrote only one time. And the remaining 145, 140, 130. I have written like this. The element should not be repeat in the roster form. When you are representing some collection of objects in the roster form, the element should not be repeat and every element should be separated by the comma. See, here the month of January. In the January month, J, we only take in the elements of set. Elements of set always represented by lowercase alphabet. So we write only lowercase alphabets. Here should not write inside of the bracket, should not write uppercase alphabets. This you need to be remember. Okay, J, I written J. A, I written A. N, I written N. U, I written U. Again A already repeated. So I won't write once again. I hope you understand now. Element should not be repeat. Then R, I written R. Y, I written Y. Your name also you can write. Represent your name in the roster form. Represent your name in the roster form. Okay. Only in the roster form you need to be remember the elements, the collection of objects are the elements. They represent in the curly bracket and every element is separated by the comma. Note, there are two notes you need to be remember. The order of the rotation, the order of the elements is not necessary. But if you write in the, if you are able to write in the order, that's more better. The second one, elements should not be repeat. This is very important. Elements should not repeat in the roster form. Next one, the next type of representation is known as set builder form. Okay, set builder form. The second one. The next representation of the set is known as a set builder form. This is a way of representation we write by the using of common property of a set. This is a way of representation of a set we write by using a common property of a set. Every set have one common property, then only it's considered as a set. Okay, every set has one common property. So this in this set builder form, this is a way of representation. The set builder form is a way of representation. We only represent by using a common property of a set, and the property which the elements are satisfy that condition. How the elements are there, we need to think. Suppose let me write here. Suppose A comma E comma I comma O comma U. A E I O U. What are these? Vowels. Yes, we can know these are the vowels of the English alphabets. So let us represent. This is in the roster form. Let us represent in the set builder form. Okay, let's represent in the set builder form. Okay, what are these? X is such that X. Here X is such that X. This is not is to. We have to read this as a such that. X is such that X. Or not you can say here Y is such that Y. Z is such that Z. However you can write. Here we write X is such that X is belongs to English vowels. English vowels. That's it. English vowels. These are known as the English vowels. Here we write the property in the words. What property there in the set? The property we will write in the set. That's it. Okay. Now let me write one more example. Set A equal to set of natural numbers less than 6. The set of natural numbers less than 6. Can you write what are the set of natural numbers? 1 comma, 2 comma, 3 comma, 4 comma, 5 comma. That's it. Less than 6. This one. So what is the property involved in it? That is we need to be remembered to write in the set builder form. Always there is a question in annual exam. They will give you roster form. They ask you to represent in the set builder form. Here this is a roster form. We need to be represent this in the set builder form now. Okay. Then set A equal X is such that X. This belongs to a natural number. This belongs to a natural number. X is such that X is belongs to natural number. And here comma. These are what actually? These are the natural numbers. Natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers less than 5, less than 6. These are the less than 6. Or not the same thing you can also write like this. X is such that X is belongs to n. Okay, X is belongs to a natural numbers. Here X is such that X is belongs to a natural number where n are these. Small n is less than 6. Less than 6. Or you can also write here less than or equal to 5. You can also represent in this way. So here we can see only common property. Only the property we can see in this set builder form. First of all, we need to observe the set. What property involved in that set? The property we need to write. How? First starting is set bracket X is such that X belongs to the property we need to write which we observed in the roster form. ఈ roster form లో ఉన్న ప్రాపర్టీని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసి ఫస్ట్ X is such that X and రాసేసి the property what? These are the natural numbers. So I written as a natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers less than 6 others. Or not you can write here X is such that X is belongs to a natural number. Natural numbers are less than or equal to 5 or less than 6. In this way. So first of all we need to be identify what are the natural, what is the property involved in the set. Okay, this is a roster form. Actually this is a way of representation by using common property which is involved in the set, and the property of the elements to satisfy the condition. Now see, this property will satisfy this condition of what? Here x is such that x is belongs to natural number, so that is a natural number. That means they may ask you, they will give you set builder form. They may ask you to represent in the roster form also. So how to do it then? We have to study the set builder form very carefully and then we can represent. See, x is such that x is belongs to natural number. That means in the set we have natural numbers. There is a one set having natural numbers. How? Till what? Natural numbers are infinity. How many natural numbers we should write? See, natural numbers are less than 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finished. So we must know that how to write, how to represent from roster form to set builder form and set builder form to roster form. We must learn it. Okay. So remember that roster form is a tabular form. We represent in this the elements we write in the set in the curly bracket and separated. The elements are separated by the comma. In the set builder form, is a way of representation by using a common property which is involved in the set. Okay, the element should be satisfy the property. Okay, I hope you understand this. Next we go for Venn diagrams. Okay. So here the Venn diagrams. This is very important to be learned. Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams. Venn Euclid diagrams also we can say, or these are known as simply Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams. So normally these Venn diagrams are represented in the rectangular boxes by using closed circles. By using closed circles. Suppose like this. This Venn diagram is represented in the rectangular boxes by using closed circles. Closed circles. In these circles, we represent the elements. If there are two sets, based on the sets, it is clearly about the Venn diagrams. We learn in the operations of the sets. There will be three kinds of operations of the sets: union, intersection, difference. Based on the operations of sets, these Venn diagrams are represented. Sometimes Venn diagrams will be like this. Sometimes the Venn diagrams will be like this. Okay. Sometimes Venn diagrams will be like this. So commonly will be like this. Venn diagrams are simply, it will represent in the rectangular boxes using closed circles. That is what. Okay. So mainly you have to remember the representatives of sets. In the representative of sets, these three things. Mainly first two are very important. What? Roster form and set builder form. Regarding this, they will ask you definitely one question in the annual exam for 1 mark. And about Venn diagram, they will ask you 4 mark questions. It is based on the operations of set. That operations of sets also I will explain in this video. Okay. Next we go for, this is completed. What? Set is completed, naming of set is completed, elements of the set is completed. Then about representation of set, how to represent, decoration is completed. Then a baby born, we decorate, we gave the name of the baby, we decorated baby, we gave a dressing on all the babies. Okay, for baby. So how many babies are there? Simply like types of sets we need to learn. How many types of sets are there? What are they? This is very important. Types of sets. There are mainly 8 kinds of sets. Mainly 8 kinds of sets. I will tell you here 9 types. That 9th one is not a type of set, but mainly 8 kinds of sets are there. We need to learn what are the 8 kinds of sets. First one, types of sets. I will write here. Types of sets. Types of sets. First one. The types of sets. The first one is empty set or null set or void set. Okay. Empty set or null set or void set. Empty set. if a set contains no elements, if there is no elements in the set, it's called as a empty set. If there is no elements in a set, it's considered as a empty set. There will be no elements in the set. This empty set, it is denoted by 5. Empty set is denoted by 5. This is called as a 5. F5. Okay. So empty set is denoted by 5. 5 equal to, how many elements are there? No elements. So it is known as the empty set. Okay. If a set contains no elements in that, it's called as the empty set. For example, let's see the number of railway stations in the Baisar. Is there any railway stations? No. The number of natural numbers less than 1. Empty set only. The number of natural numbers less than 1. Less than 1, is there any natural numbers? No. Natural numbers usually start from the 1. Less than 1 natural numbers are none. It is a empty set. Number of airports in Baisar. This is also empty set. Yes, sir. So you can give some examples like this. Okay. The number of negative numbers in the set of whole numbers. The negative numbers in set of a whole numbers. In whole numbers there will be no negative numbers. How can we write? It's also empty set. We can give the many examples for the empty set. Finished? So empty set in the sense, if set contains no elements in that, it's called as a empty set. Next we go for singleton set. If a set contains single element, if a set contains only one element in that, it's called as a singleton set. If a set contains only one element in the set, it's called as a singleton set. Suppose here A equal to 1. Suppose set B equal to 5. So suppose A equal to 2. Suppose, how can you tell? For example, let me take an even prime number. The set of a even prime number is only 1. The even prime number is 2. 2 is a prime number. It is even number. The even prime number is only 1, that is 2. Remaining all prime numbers are odd numbers. So it is a singleton set. And see, 5 set or empty set should not be write like this. Empty set should not write like this because it is a set contains a element 0 in that. So it is not an empty set. It is considered as singleton set. Now 5 equal to 0. It's called as a singleton set. It contains a 0 as an element in that. Here it is not. These both are not equal in this condition now. Because 5 is an empty set and here it is not an empty set. It contains element 1. So if you want to make it equal here, 5 equal to empty set. This is equal. Now 5 equal to 0. It is not a empty set. It contains a element 0. Remember, this is very important. Okay. Next, empty set is completed. Singleton set is completed. Next set is finite set. The second one is singleton set. The third one is finite set. Okay. Finite set. If a number of elements of a set is countable, it's known as a finite set. If number of elements of a set is countable, it's known as a finite set. Okay. Suppose A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. The set of natural numbers less than 5. These are the set of natural numbers less than 5 are countable. So it is known as a finite set. Suppose the factors of 8. 8 factors are, 1 is a factor of every number, 2 is a factor of 8, and here 4 is a factor of 8, and 8 itself is a factor. So the factors of set is also countable. So here the number of elements are countable, so it is known as a finite set. If number of elements are uncountable, it's called as a infinite set. Now you can understand what is infinite set. The set of natural numbers, I'll say that a set of set equal to A. The set of natural numbers, how many elements are there in that? The set of natural numbers are infinite. It is known as infinite set. So example will be the multiple of 8. Multiples of 8. 8 multiples. 8 multiples are what? 8, 16, 24, 32 and so on. Multiples of a number are infinity. So here it is a infinity set. The number of elements of these sets are uncountable. So it is known as a infinite set. I hope you understand what is empty set, singleton set, finite set and infinite set. We go for the fifth number of set. The fifth one is equal set. Equal sets. Equal set. Here itself there is a meaning. Equal sets. If there are two sets, set A and set B. If there are two sets, set A and set B. If these two sets having same number of elements and same elements, then they are known as a equal sets. Same number of elements should be there and same elements should be there. Then only they are considered as a equal sets. Suppose set A contains 1, 2, 3, 4 and set B suppose contains 4, 3, 1, 2. Whatever. The order of the elements is not necessary in the roster form. Every example I am taking in the roster form. So here set A contains 1, 2, 3, 4. Set B also contains 1, 2, 3, 4. Hence these two sets having same number of elements and same elements. And these two sets are known as equal sets. Then we can write here set A is equal to set B. A equal to B here because the number of elements of a set and the number of elements of a set B, set A and set B are equal and same. Hence these two sets are known as a equal set. Not only in the case of two sets, we can take a more than two sets also. If there are three sets, the three sets also should be having same number of elements and same elements. Then the three sets are equal. Okay, I hope you understand what is equal sets. They should have same number of elements and same elements. Okay, then the next one, sixth one, after the equal sets, next one is disjoint sets. Disjoint set. Disjoint sets. Disjoint sets. What is the meaning of a disjoint set? Disjoints, they are not joint in the sense if there are two or more than two sets. Suppose in the case of two sets, if there are two sets, the number of elements of a set A and the number of elements of a set B are not same. If they doesn't have any common elements, they are known as a disjoint sets. Suppose for example, set A contains 1, 2, 3, 4. Set A contains 1, 2, 3, 4 as elements and set B contains 5, 6, 7, 8. Suppose let us see this. Here set A contains 4 elements, set B contains also 4 elements, but here these two sets are disjoint sets. Disjoint sets, they won't join. See, here the elements are different and here the elements are different. That means these two sets doesn't have any common. Remember, common elements. Is there any common element? No. Suppose if I take, instead of 5, if I take here 4, now these two sets, in these two sets, set A and set B, in these two sets, suppose, here if I take like this, 2, 4, 6, 8, in these two sets, this is not a disjoint system. They are joint sets. How can I say? Here simple. Now here I can say that they are joint sets because here they have some common elements. They have common elements 2 and 4. If at least one element is common, they are joint sets. If they doesn't have any common element, they are known as a disjoint sets. I hope you understand. If two sets having no any common elements in the sets, they are known as a disjoint sets. Next we will learn very important, that is subsets. Subsets. Okay, seventh one. Subsets. Very important about subset. Subsets. What is meaning of a subset? If there are two elements, two sets. If there are two sets, set A and set B. There are two sets. One is set A and set B. The elements of a set A is also element of a set B. Then they are known as a set A is a subset of set B. I hope you don't understand anything. Let me explain you. If a set A contains the elements 1, 2, 3 and set B contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here there are two sets, set A and set B. The number of, here there are two sets, set A and set B. Set A contains 3 elements 1, 2, 3. Set B contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as elements. The elements of a set A is also element of a set B. Then set A is a subset of set B. Set A is a subset of a set B. See, every element of a set A, every element of a set A is also element of a set B. Now here, every element here 1, 2, 3, every element is also present in the B. So here set A is a subset of set B. Subset symbol I will tell you. This is subset symbol, like a C. Little we need to produce like. It is a C. Okay, this is subset symbol. So now here I can write A is subset B. A is subset B. But B is not subset A. B does not subset A. It does not subset and does not subset. So what is the meaning of a subset? Every element of a set A is also element of a set B. Then the set A is subset of set B. So let's see here, every element of a set A is also present in the set B. So A is subset B. Now let us see B is subset A. Every element of a set B, every element in this, is it present in the A, set A? Every element of a set B, is it present in set A? No, see, 1 is present in the set A. Okay, 2 is there, 3 also there. Is 4 is present in the set A? No. So, every element of a set B is not an element of a set A. So, it is B does not subset A. But every element of a set A is also present in the set B. So, A is subset B. So, simple. If there are two sets, every element of a first set is also present of a second set, then first set is subset of second set. I hope you understand subset in the same. If there are two sets, every element of in this set should be present in this. So this set is subset of this second set. Then every element of a second set is also present in the first set. Then this second set is a subset of first set. Suppose equal sets we have, equal sets. Suppose A equal to 1, 2, 3. B equal to 1, 2, 3. So in this case, every element of a set A is also element of a set B. Then A is subset B. Every element of a set B is also element of a set A. So B is subset A. In this, so A is subset B, B is subset A. It's only possible when they are equal sets. Now you can write here when A is subset B and B is subset A equal to B we can write, because here set A is equal to set B. So every element of a set A is also element of a set B. They are known as a subset. Okay, then A is subset B. For example, let me take one more example here. A equal to A comma B comma C comma D comma, okay, then B equal to then A comma B comma C comma D comma E comma, yeah. In this case, every element of A, set A, is also element of a set B. A, B, C, D is also present in the set B. So A is subset B. Then every element of a B, is it present in the A? No. So B does not subset A. Simple. We have to observe. Then here we also need to learn in the subsets. Every set is a subset of itself. Every set is subset of itself. This is very important. Every set itself is a subset. How to write them? How set A, how many number of subset it has? Set B, how many number of subset it has? I will tell you regarding this in my exercise problems. Only here you learn what is the meaning of subset. Every element of a set A is also element of a set B. Then A is subset B. That is subset. And here we may get doubt one more. Next, finite set. Here, empty set in the sense, if there is no elements in the set, it's known as a empty set. Empty set is also considered as finite set. Empty set is also considered as a finite set. How many number of elements are there in this? Null, nothing. That means we are able to say how many elements are there. There is nothing element, there is no elements. We are able to say no. Yes, then it is called as a finite set. Remember, empty set is considered as a finite set. So till now we have learned the 7 types of sets. One is empty set. The second one is singleton set. The third one is finite set. The fourth one infinite set. Fifth one equal set. Sixth one here disjoint set. Seventh one is subset. And eighth one and the last type of the set is a universal set. The eighth one is universal set. Here I have this universal set. Universal set. What is the meaning of universal set? Simple. The set which consider all the elements, all the set considering into the one set. If all the sets considering into the one set, it's known as a universal set. If all the sets, all the sets is considering into the one set are not in the given problem, all the sets A set, B set, C set, if this all three sets is considering in one set, it's known as a universal set. Suppose, for example, we have Chaitanya High School. Chaitanya High School is a universal set of this all classes from nursery to 10th class. Nursery to 10th class are each and every one set. Nursery is a one set, and LKG is one set, UKG is one set, first class is one set, till 10th class is one set. All these sets are in the Chaitanya High School. So Chaitanya High School is a universal set. You have bag, school bag. You have different kind of subjects books in that. If all the subject book, Telugu, Hindi, English, Math, Science, Social, all the subject books are in the bag. The bag is universal set, and each and every subject is a separate sets. I hope you understand now. Yes. Now, suppose, for example, your classroom is a universal set of the students. Everybody have a different set, but all the 10th class children in the one class. So class is a universal set, and real numbers is a universal set of numbers theory. Real numbers is a universal set of the numbers theory. Numbers theory in the sense natural number, whole number, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. All these numbers are considered into the one set, that is a real number set. So real numbers is a universal set of numbers theory. I hope you understand what is the meaning of universal set. If all the sets are considering into the one set, it's known as a universal set. Universal set is denoted by mu. This called as a mu, not meow. Mu. Okay. You can also say You can also write U. Okay. In the physics normally you use this. This is also in these three symbols. These three symbols also known as a mu. Mu is a mu or u. U or mu. These are known as a universal set. Maximum we use this symbol and this symbol in our problems actually. Okay, universal set denoted by the mu. Okay, these are the 8 types of sets. And the last one I will tell you, that is cardinal number of elements. Cardinal number of elements. Cardinal number of elements. Cardinal number of elements. What is the meaning of cardinal number of elements? The number of elements are present in the set is known as the cardinal number of elements. The number of elements present in the set is known as cardinal number of elements. Suppose set A contains how many elements it contains? 1, 2, 3, 4. So n of A equal to 4. The number of cardinal number of elements of a set A. Cardinal number of elements of a set A equal to 4. This we can read simply n of A equal to 4 or not. If this is a B, n of B equal to 4. So how many elements are present? That we need to write here. N of B, nothing but the cardinal number of elements of a set B equal to 4. Simple. Cardinal number of elements in the same. We need to count how many elements are present in the set. If there is a set, we need to count how many number of elements are set in the set. However, there will be name for the set, that we will write as a n of name of the set equal to how many elements are there. You write here. That's it. It is known as the cardinal number of elements of a set. Simple. It is very easy. Now, with this, the types of the sets are completed. Okay. Next, we must know that what is the operations of the sets. Basic operations of the sets. Okay, this is completely introduction about the chapter. Basic operations of the sets. Basic operations of the set. There are 3 types of operations are there. How we have arithmetical operations, plus, minus, into, division. There are 4 types. Here in the sets we have 3 types of operations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division is arithmetical operations. In the sets also we have some operations like a union, intersection, difference. These are the 3 types of operations are there. How to solve them? Let me tell you. First one. Union. Union is denoted by the symbol U. Union is denoted by the symbol U. What is the meaning of U? Union. Union in the sense unity. Union in the sense unity. That means if you write all the elements of a set A, and if suppose there is 2 sets. If you write all the elements of the set A and set B in the one set, it is known as a union. Simple. If there are 3 sets, if all the elements of set A and set B and set B, set C, you write in the single set, it's known as a union. Simple. We have to write all the elements of a set into the one set. Okay, let me tell you. For example, we have A equal to 1, 2, B equal to 3, 4. Okay, let me write A union B equal to A union B. That means 1, 2. Set A union. Set B. Let me write here 3, 4. Let us write the union in the sense all the elements of set A and set B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it is known as A union B. A union B equal to this. For example, let me take one more example. Okay. Now here 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here set A equal to 1, 2. set B equal to 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Here will be right. Set A union B. Set A equal to 1 comma 2. Set B equal to 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Let me write union. Okay. So let me write here. See all the elements of this set A and set B. You cannot be write like this 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Should not write like this because here is in the roster form. The element is repeated here. Element is repeated. So in the roster form, elements should not be repeat. Hope you understand. So we have to write only once. This 2 we need to write only once. Now it is correct. So the elements of set A and set B union is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. If the elements are repeats, we have to write only once. Union in the sense all the elements of set A and set B. If you write in the single set, it's known as a union. Nothing but a adding. That's it. Okay. Set A elements, set B elements. Writing into the one set. But be careful, elements should not be repeated. It's known as a union. Union in the sense unity. And next is intersection. Next one is intersection. Intersection. Intersection is denoted by the reverse of this symbol. This symbol. Intersection is denoted by reverse symbol. Okay. Downside parabola. It is upside parabola. It's like a parabola. Upside parabola is a union. Downside parabola is a intersection. What is meaning of intersection? Already we know the union. All the elements of A and B and C, if you write in the single set, and remember elements should not be repeated. That is known as a union. Intersection. The common elements of a set A and set B is known as a intersection. Common elements we need to write. Suppose A equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. B equal to 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So here we need to write A intersection B. A intersection B. Only A, that is 1 comma 2 comma 3. Intersection B 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. What are the common elements? Common elements. What are the common elements in the A and B? 2 and 2. 3 and 3. Only 2 and 3 are the common elements of set A and set B. Hence that are the answer. 2 comma 3. Common elements. Only common elements you need to write. If you write all the elements, it is known as a union. If you write common elements only, it is intersection. Simple. We have to see, is there any same elements in set A and set B? The same elements, common elements we need to write. That is known as an intersection. If you write all elements, union. Common elements, intersection. Next, we go for difference. Difference, this is, I will tell you here. What is the meaning of difference? Difference of the set. This is the last one in the operations of the set. Difference. Difference in the sense here that if there are two sets, set A and set B, the elements which are present in the set A, it should not belong to the set B. The elements which are belongs to only set A, suppose simply I will tell you, the elements which are belongs to only set A, it should not belong to set B. They are known as a difference. That means the elements should only present in the set A. They are known as a difference. Suppose if there are two sets, suppose I will write here 1 comma 2 comma 3 and B equal to, okay, and 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6. Okay. Now here let me write you that what is the meaning of here let me take again 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Here let me take as a 3. Okay. The elements which are only belong to the set A. Suppose A minus B. Suppose this is the difference symbol is minus. Difference symbol is minus. So A minus B. Let me take the elements which are only belong to the set A. It's not belong to the set B. Only belongs to this set. Only one is belongs to this both the sets, set A and set B. 2 is belongs to set A and set B. 3 is belongs to set A and set B. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. A minus B equal to 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Because this 4 and 5, A and B, the elements which are belong to the set A is not belong to the set B. They are known as A minus B. B minus A is different. B minus A is different. Suppose B minus A. Here B minus A says the elements which are only belongs to the set B, not belongs to the set A. A minus B is different. B minus A is different. A minus B only belongs to the set A, not belongs to the set B. అంటే సెట్ A లో మాత్రమే ఉండే ఎలిమెంట్స్. ఇట్స్ నాట్ సెట్ A లో ఉన్న ఎలిమెంట్స్ సెట్ B లో ఉండకూడదు. దట్ ఈస్ మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ సెట్ A minus B. Only belongs to the A, not belongs to the B. Here only belongs to B, not belongs to A. The elements only belongs to A. 1, 2, 3 is also belongs to the set B. So there is nothing. Empty set. B minus A is a empty set here. Why? In this the elements only belongs to the set A and not belongs to the set B is 4 comma 5. The elements only belongs to the set B is not belongs to the set A. In the set B we have 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3 also present in the set A. So B minus A is a nothing, 0. Let me take one more example so that you can understand here. Set A is a factors of 8. Factors of 8 is 1 comma 2 comma 4 comma 8. Yes. Now the factors of B, the factors of 12, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 6 comma 12. These are the factors of 8, factors of 12. Now we will do the A minus B and B minus A. A minus B. A minus B is the elements only belongs to the set A. Only belongs to the set A. 1 is belongs to the set A and set B. 2 is belongs to the set A and set B. 4 is belongs to the set A and set B. 8 is belongs to only set A, not to the set B. So A minus B equal to 8. I hope you understand now. Now next B minus A. B minus B. In this case, the elements only belongs to the B, not belongs to A. Not belongs to A. So let's see. 1 is belongs to A and B. 2 is belongs to A and B. 3 is belongs to only B. It's not there in the A. So we have to write. The elements only belongs to the set B now. 4 is also belongs to A. 6 and 12. So this is B minus A. I hope you understand about the difference also. Okay, there is a fundamental theorem also that I will teach you next. That means fundamental of the sets. Okay, let me explain that fundamental of the set also. Now, fundamental theorem of the sets. Fundamental theorem of the set. Fundamental theorem of the set. So what is the meaning of fundamental theorem of the set? Here only there is one theorem here. Remember, n of A union B is equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. N of A intersection B. This is the fundamental theorem of the set. So already we know what is meaning of n of A. The cardinal number of elements of a set A. Here cardinal number of elements of a set B. Here cardinal number of elements of A intersection B. Here n of A union B. Cardinal number of elements of A union B. Okay. Let me take one example now and do it. Here already we done A minus B and B minus B. That is not required. Now let us take we have two elements, two sets here. Let go for n of A. N of A equal to what here? N of A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. So n of A equal to 4 plus n of B we need. N of B. Let us take n of B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number of elements present in the set B is nothing but a cardinal number of elements n of B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6. N of B equal to 6 minus n of A intersection B. N of A intersection B. How can we find out n of A intersection B? First you find out A intersection B. A intersection B. A intersection B in the sense only the common elements which are present in these two sets. Common elements. 1 is a common element of both sets. 2 is the common element of both the sets. And 4. 1 comma 2 comma 4. Here 1 comma 2 comma 4 are the common elements of this both the sets. So now n of A intersection B. N of A intersection, n of the just need to count the number of elements present in this set. A intersection B set. Only 3. So let us write that n of A intersection B is 3. So A union B. A union B. I already told you what is the meaning of union. Nothing but a unity. Add all the elements of set A and set B. A union B. Let's write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not there, 6, 7 is not there, 8 and 12. Now all the elements of a set A and set B is known as a union. Let's count what are the number of elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7. 3 and 3, 6, 7. N of A union B is equal to 7. Remember, when you are doing A union B, the numbers, the elements should not be repeat. If there is a common element, you should write only once. Here A 1 and 1, there are common elements, but we need to write only once. 2 also we have both the types. We have to write only once. So A union B equal to 7. Now what is fundamental theorem? Let's see once again. The fundamental theorem says that n of A union B is equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. So we have all the values of this example. N of A union B value 7, n of A equal to 4, n of B equal to 6, n of A intersection B equal to 3. Let us solve this equation. 7 equal to 4 plus 6, 10. 10 minus 3 equal to 7. You got LHS equal to RHS. That is called fundamental theorem. It should be follows and it should be satisfied for every condition. That is called this. That's why this is called as a fundamental theorem. This is complete introduction about the sets. So in this we have learned. See, I will show you one mind mapping on the screen. Just go through this and you remember what is there in the mind mapping. How to remember the complete information in this mind mapping. See that it can be displayed on the screen now. Yes. First, set. What is set? Well-defined object is known as a set. Well-defined object is known as a set. Here, there is a collection of numbers or items or objects. It is classified into two types: well-defined and not well-defined. Not well-defined are not sets. Well-defined are known as a sets. And sets are classified into the four types again. Naming of set, elements of the set, representation of set, types of sets. Yes. First, naming of set, we know how to give the name of the set. Uppercase alphabets. Elements of the set, lowercase alphabets. Representation of the sets. I told you how many types of representation of the sets. There are three types. One is roster form, set builder form, Venn diagrams. Then types of sets. See, the types of sets are classified into the null set, singleton set, finite set, infinite set, universal set and disjoint set. Two more sets are missing in this. What are they? Equal sets and subset. And the last one, cardinal number of elements also. That also you mention here. Then next, basic operations of sets are there here. Union, intersection and difference. At last we have learned about the fundamental theorem of the set. That is A union B equal to n of A union B equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. Now I hope you understand this video. Keep practicing. In the next video I will explain all the problems. Thank you for watching. Bye.